We were just invisible mostly.
Oh, fabulous and awful, sometimes on the same day. My school days were pretty horrific and were not supported by the educators who, I was in their care, and there was violence, there was bullying, there was all sorts of horrible stuff.
I was out at my school in 1984 and there was almost nobody else.
But in my late teens, I fled my little tiny country town and I moved to the big city, moved to Sydney, and I found my tribe. And as soon as I found my tribe, I started to develop an armour.
It was interesting, going back to the idea of family. I remember 60 Minutes doing a story about HIV or something, and my aunt calling out to my mum, "Come in, Kath, that show about the puffs is on." And that realisation that, growing up, you didn't trust your family. You weren't safe with these people. So what, HIV came in the 80s, I guess?
Lesbian and gay was about as broad as it got when I was a kid. I grew up in a period when I was illegal. I grew up in New Zealand. The law changed about certainly gay sexual relationships in 1986, by which time I was well past 18.
There was the famous ad campaign with the Grim Reaper playing 10-pin bowling, and that was very much, when I was coming into puberty. So that idea that sex equals death was very much a kind of vibe.
Basically, I was a working class family. I knew I was transgender from a young age, but there was no information. There was no Google or anything, and I was dyslexic. So, as a young person, I just sort of tried to hide. I was the best behaved kid in school. By behaving, that just gave me a cover.
So when I was a teenager, I didn't really know anybody who was queer. I didn't have anything to do with the queer community, so I think that was a part of my loneliness growing up, was because I didn't have those people around me to support me and encourage me and allow me to be who I am today.
I wasn't really part of it, nor did I really see it, sheltered by my parents.
Well, where I grew up, there wasn't really much of an LGBTQ+ community.
I really didn't know much about the community when I was younger, so I never really knew, the differences, because I've always just seen people as people.
I sadly didn't really see anything. I was very closed off from that a lot as a child, so I didn't really get to know or see it at all. Sad.
I'd say for me, especially when I was younger, I was still questioning a lot, and it was part of the education as well around the community. For me,
yeah, so I think when I was younger, it was just not talked about. I didn't have a peer group. There was certainly no one to date, and now it's a lot more open. I even see my friends' younger siblings, and half of them are queer in some way or another, and I think that's really great.